Hey everybody, Happy New Year's, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Blake Barrows, and I am a comedian in training. Join me now, if you will, as we venture into the foray of comedy entertainment as I share my story and make you laugh along the way. Now, the inspiration to pursue a career in comedy came from none other than the world-famous, incredibly talented, and tremendously hilarious comedian, Tina Frimmel, who I not only discovered last year, but I was fortunate enough to get to see one of her comedy shows live and also meet her in person. And when I say this was a life-changing event, I'm not joking. This was a pivotal turning point in my life, and this has also set in motion the next major chapter of my life, and not just in the pursuit of comedy. Now, one of the many things that makes Tina incredible is as a person who lives with a disability, she does not let this slow her down, she does not let this hinder her in any way. She actually uses this to fuel her career in comedy, and she just absolutely nails everything she does. She does not miss a beat. She's just on top of everything she sets her mind out to do, and she does it incredibly, and I think that's amazing. Now, one of the points that she makes through her comedy is that there is very little to no representation in the world of media for people with disabilities. Now, I want to further that by adding disabilities, handicaps, mental health issues, phobias, OCDs, and how I fit into all that is myself as a person who has lived with a mental health issue for the last 20 years, has kind of kept it a secret. I actually have a germaphobic OCD that I've just kind of let rule and dictate my life, like I said, for the last 20 years. And it wasn't until discovering Tina that I found not only the confidence to come out and admit that I have this problem, but to really do something about it. Now, this OCD has kind of just called the shots and dictated my life. Just kind of defined who I was for the last 20 years. And for context, I'm 36, so 20 years is over half my life. And that's a bit much. It's affected jobs, friendships, relationships, my own family, basic day-to-day functions that people take for granted. And like I said, I just kind of let this thing get in the way, just kind of let be the voice that spoke loudest in my head. And like I said, it's just really cost me, a lot of opportunities. And it wasn't until, discovering Tina that I saw that, herself as a person who lives with, a disability, like I said, she does not let this slow her down. Life handed her lemons, and instead of just simply making lemonade like anyone else might have done, she took these lemons and she made art. She made something just truly beautiful to behold and to be proud of. And like I said, that was an inspiration to me because, like I said, this OCD that I lived with, for 20 years, I just kind of got to a point where I just accepted, it's who I am, it's what I am. I've tried medications, doctors, therapies, support groups, other avenues, talking about it, and they've just yielded little to no results, unfortunately. And like I said, I just kind of gave up and accepted, no, it's just who and what I am, and it's just going to be, just how life is. And like I said, I had, discovered Tina. I saw what she could do, as a person living with a disability. And, this kind of it was the proverbial push I needed to finally, just put my foot down and say, once and for all, enough is enough. This germ problem's gone long enough. I'd like my life back, and goddamn it, I'm going to do something about it. And that's what I've done. Like I said, I'm at the point where it's been too much, and I'm going to see some major changes. And I'm proud of that. I'm really happy to be moving forwards. So the cool part is I had accidentally discovered Tina last year through Instagram. It was a random post that showed up in my suggested feed. I watched her video. Her joke was hilarious. She has this magnetic personality, and she was just absolutely incredible. And for me, she was different than other comics I had seen. Maybe felt a little bit more relatable. Maybe, it was a different kind of humor that just really resonated with me. And like I said, she's just absolutely incredible. So cooler than that is I found out that the following month after I first discovered her, that she would be doing a comedy show in nearby towns where I live. And I just had to go. So I go ahead, I buy my ticket, and I am excited. And that's important because I have not been really excited about anything for the longest time. I've used this germophobia as an excuse to miss out on concerts, comedy shows, family events, vacations. I've even passed up on dates because of this. But there was just something about Tina and her comedy that said, you have to go. You have to be present at that show. Just be there. Don't make excuses. No ways around it. Just have to be there. Like I said, that was truly exciting. And on top of that, Tina, I learned, also does meet and greets, in person after her shows. That's even cooler. And like I said, had it been anybody else, and I mean anybody else, I would have made excuses. It's kind of in my comfort zone. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll just go see the show and pass up on the meet and greet. But there was just something different about her where, like I said, the voices in my head that have kind of dictated everything I've done for the past 20 years, for the first time, they were just absolutely silent. They weren't saying, don't go, make an excuse, find a way around it. Like I said, I was excited about going, and I look forward to it more than anything. So, time for the show rolls around, the day before the show. And as luck would have it, my truck breaks down. And I don't mean like a flat tire or something simple. I mean like total engine failure kind of stuff. And it wasn't one thing wrong, it was 3 things wrong. Anybody else out there, any other comedian, any other like band or show or anything at the time, I would have used this like as a cosmic sign for, hey, guess what, Blake? You're not supposed to be there. You know, this happened for a reason. And I would have just used that as an excuse to, say, oh, this is my sign. I'm not supposed to go. This just challenges my comfort zone, and I'm not going. So what makes this different, and this is important, come hell or high water, I was going to be at that show. And I mean, I would have walked from Ocala to Orlando to have attended the show if I had to. It was that important to me. And so my parents lived nearby. And like I said, I went out of my comfort zone. I gave them a call. It's like, hey, Mom and Dad, I got this really important, show I have to be at tomorrow. Can you guys give me a ride? I never go for a ride in the car. I got my truck, and that's just, my little space for me. And just, like I said, I went and challenged my comfort zone, which was a good step in the right direction. And, they gave me a ride there, which, like I said, it was embarrassing being 35 and, Mom, Dad's going to kind of give you a ride. But like I said, hell or high water, I was not missing the show. The show must go on. And go on it did. I arrived half an hour early. I was first in line. I had my VIP ticket. Got inside the venue. Got, the best seat in the house. Corner stage. And then, the opener came out. He did great. And then he announces the moment we've all been waiting for, Tina Frimmel. And, I turned my head, just so I could see her walk into the room. And she was incredible. She walks by me to go up the stage, inches from me. Oh my God. It was just such like an electric feeling. She lit up the room. And she absolutely crushed it, as only she can. And you think that would be the best part. It was so cool. She even acknowledged me. I had a shirt custom made for the show. We got to talk about that for a little bit. And it was the coolest thing. And even better so was after the show, when she does the meet and greet. So, like I said, had this been anyone else, I might have been maybe nervous going into it. I was not. I was just giddy with anticipation. I was excited, and like I said, the most excited, and this was the most important, meeting I've had in 20 years. I have not been this excited to see anybody else in 20 years, and here she was. So, she meets and greets with 2 other people, then comes my turn, and I walk over, we say hi, and the first thing she does is gives me a great big hug. It was amazing, and then, we talk for a little bit. We got some great pictures together. In total, we hugged each other about, 6 times, but who's counting? And this is significant because here she is, as a total stranger, meeting her for the first time, and I let her get closer to me than my own family does. And like I said, for context, I haven't even let my own family hug me for the better part of 20 years, and they've been my family for 36 years. And, Tina, if you're watching this, I just want you to know that's because I think very highly of you, and I feel extremely comfortable and relaxed around you, and there's just something just truly special about you, and I'm thankful and grateful for that, and I cannot wait to see you again the next time you're in town. I look forward to it. And another reason that this is important is because it was through this interaction that I felt, like I said, not only the most comfortable that I felt, in the last 20 years, but this was really, the changing point for me. It's like I went in, I felt normal, I was normal, and it was incredible. And like I said, it really made me kind of want to take charge and take my life back. So what I did from there is I went home that night, and I just kind of, used it as a basis for, not only was this interaction fantastic, but we're going to get our life back, and we're going to do what we have to. Like I said, no more excuses, no more BS, no more ways around it, no more we'll get to it someday. That's just, like I said, my foot was down, and this just had to happen. So it was amazing, and just moving forward from that, it's just it feels good to want to pursue a career in comedy, because not only will that, help myself, come out of my shell a little bit and be able to share more with you guys, but it'll also be a way that maybe I can help some of you out there. Because I hope that I'm not the only germaphobe out there, although I really don't think I've met anyone else. But the point being is, I want to help bring, a representative face, to, the media out there. Because like I said, there's not a lot in the way for, OCDs, phobias, mental health issues, handicaps and other things, to do with disabilities. And like I said, I want the people out there that also live with these things to realize that, hey, you're not alone. There's someone else that's just like you. There's someone that gets where you're coming from, that understands your struggles, that feels your pain. And, just don't feel so alone about it. And one of the big things, too, is that these are topics that people just generally don't like talking about. It makes them uncomfortable. They just want to sweep it under the rug, pretend it doesn't exist. And, they really just want to feel that, the world is a perfect place. And I hate to break it to them, but the world just isn't a perfect place. We don't all fit a cookie cutter mold. And quite honestly, I'm glad we're all different. It makes each and every one of us, individual and special. And to be quite honest, Tina, she's different, and she's by far the coolest person I know. I mean, she is absolutely perfect, just the way she is. And I wouldn't change a thing about her. I mean, the way she walks, the way she talks, she is living, breathing art and music to my ears. And Tina, don't ever change for anyone. Do not change a thing. Like I said, you're perfect the way you are, and you're incredible. And if people can't appreciate that about you, you being you just the way you are, then that's their loss. And everyone else out there, I want you to feel comfortable about, who you are. Don't let your, phobias and fears, don't let your disabilities and handicaps define you. Don't let other people and their perception of you define you. You define you. You choose who you are. And like I said, through my comedy, I want to, bring representation. I want to bring, kind of make a safe space where you can feel comfortable talking about these things. I want you to know that you're not only heard, but you're seen, and that you're appreciated. Like I said, just the way you are. So with my comedy, I aim to hopefully, once a week, release a new video. Some things will just be shorts, like one-liners, they don't take up a lot of time. Sometimes I might run with a theme, tell a couple jokes. I want to give, personal stories, short stories, long stories, anecdotes, points of view, perspectives, things of that nature. And don't worry, they won't all be, germ jokes and things like that. I have a variety of topics to cover. So like I said, I just want us all to, feel good about ourselves. Like I said, let's see where this goes. If you guys want, we can always do, maybe like a monthly Q&A. If you guys have questions, or maybe you guys have your own stories you want to share. And like I said, we can just do, feel free to contact me. I will do my best to read the comments on the YouTube videos, but if you want to message me directly, DM me over on Instagram. I am far more active over there. It is at Blakebeard _the_pirate. And like I said, I will do my best to read all the messages and respond to you all. And like I said, I'm curious what we can do with this. It'd be so cool to, get out there and, kind of follow in Tina's footsteps. She brings joy and hope to people. She travels the world, which I wish I could do. And, it's just, I'm kind of jealous. She's been to Australia, Germany, England, Las Vegas, places I would love to see. And, maybe someday, I can do those things too. And like I said, don't consider me a germaphobe, consider me a recovering germaphobe. Because like I said, just this was the moment I needed to, like I said, put my foot down, to make a change. And like I said, we're going to move forwards with something really positive here. So thank you again, everyone, for listening to me rant on and on. Thank you again, Tina, for, like I said, not only the inspiration, but for getting to meet you. You're incredibly lovely to talk to in person. And like I said, you just have this absolutely wonderful personality. And I think it's great, all the things that you do. So thank you, everyone, again. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye.